So it's looking a little greener out here. It's about time. Been irrigating for a while. The Bermuda grass, where it's sprouted from seed, is growing great. It's probably about, I would say, 12 inches tall. Hit it with some fertilizer, and I know you're not supposed to fertilize while you got cattle on the pasture or whatever, but I did, and it was very light, and it worked. I think this soil is a little bit nitrogen deficient, but as you can see, we got the heifer on the left. She's putting on some serious weight now, and we got the two steers here making a little bit of progress with that ringworm. Been treating it with some bleach solution, so it's working out really nice. You can see these guys are starting to grow very nice, and they're eating the hay, and they're not sorting through it as much. I got the irrigation going on right now, so it's definitely got some soil moisture going on, allowing all of this to grow. But pretty happy so far. Everything's going good. This girl right here is just, man, she's growing. She's taking off. They do eat some of the dry matter, all this stuff right here already out here. It's not very nutritious or anything, but it gives them fiber. They need fiber in their diet. Plus, I'm feeding them a high quality diet. I got really good quality alfalfa, and I also have really good quality oat hay. So, and really good quality grains. A lot of people might say it's a waste of money, but at the end of the day, these guys are going to be on my plate, so it's definitely not a waste of money for me. They are doing fantastic, and they're growing. They're looking great. This guy in the middle here, he's not too hot. I would say he's doing good, but I see the steer on the right is definitely outperforming him now. He's probably got about 50 pounds on him, not a little more, so concerning kinda, but at the same time it is hot right now, so they're not really eating as much as old Betty over here is putting some urea down on the ground for the bacteria to form some nitrogen. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it, instead of just calling it pissing on the floor. Yeah, but they're doing good. They're starting to put on some good weight. McBeefy's eye over here is doing a lot better. And Menudo over here, god damn, I think that's the only thing I'm gonna be getting out of this guy is Menudo. He's got a big old freaking belly, but he's not really putting on much weight, which kind of concerns me now that I really look at him, because he should have been putting on a little bit more weight than he is. He's looking like he's kind of wasting, which is not good. I don't see a reason why he would be wasting, but if he continues to not perform well, I might only have 2 instead of 3. But we'll keep feeding him, we'll keep graining him, and hopefully he'll start putting on some weight, because I definitely can't have that. Can't have a very underperforming steer. It's just not logical to keep him around if he's consuming a lot of hay and a lot of forage and grain and he's not performing. Sad reality of raising animals. Oh, neighbors are getting wild. Yeah, there we go. You could definitely see the size difference. And his rumen's not super full, but that might be because they were out of hay, so a little bit of my fault. Usually try to keep them in hay so they don't really forage on this other crap. And it's not really crap, but it's not really great. You kind of want to have them foraging on good quality forage here, and I'm working on kind of getting that I'll show you what it looks like up here. Got the dogs out. Anyway, so hopefully by next year it'll all look like that up there. My dog, what's up, Scruff? It'll all look nice and dense and all Bermuda. Some of the oats that I broadcasted are growing, so probably not too late in the season to get that going. Another thing that really concerns me here is this right here. Wasn't too sure exactly. I think in the last video I wasn't sure what it was, and I said, you know, I was kind of happy that it was growing and all this and that, but now that I actually see what it is, it's extremely concerning. It's cocklebur. And cocklebur is one of the most toxic cattle plants or cattle weeds out there. You don't want this stuff in your pasture. You don't want this stuff even in your neighbor's pasture, because it spreads like wildfire and it's extremely toxic. If it dries out and stays there, it's still toxic. And I can see a whole bunch of it here. Here's the telltale signs of why it grew here. There it is right there. That's a cocklebur. Unfortunately, this area was saturated in cockleburs a couple years ago, and you can see them all starting to grow out right there. See a lot of the Bermuda growing, but then you see these right here. These are cockleburs. Not good, but the soil was disturbed here because there was like a couch or some kind of cushion or some kind of thing or another. You could see there was just a lot of garbage out here. So I've been cleaning it up slowly but surely, and it was either throw the animals on it this year or go another year without any livestock, and that just wasn't gonna happen. I usually raise a whole bunch of different animals, and I've been doing it for a while, and then I stopped, and it was rather disappointing. So yeah, anyway, kind of rambling a little bit, but what I usually do is try to get out here every day. Now that I've identified the toxic species of weeds out here, kind of come out here every day, and when I feed, when I water, when I, you know, ever get some time, I come out here and I clear an area of these, because the most toxic stage is the two leaf stage, which is this stage right here. Well, we're a little beyond it right here, but these two leaves right here, they don't even have to consume very much of this in their body weight, and it's very toxic to them. It becomes hydrogen cyanide. So if you know anything about cyanide, you know, it doesn't take a lot to kill them. It doesn't take a lot of cyanide to kill them. Something about the rumen produces, whenever this gets consumed, it gets turned into hydrogen cyanide, very soluble in the bloodstream, and essentially what it does is it robs oxygen and it suffocates them to death. Same thing when you get cyanide poisoning. You essentially suffocate to death because you cannot process oxygen in the correct way. So yeah, this stuff, I just throw it in the creek. Whatever eats it out there, I probably want it dead anyway. Nothing's gonna eat it out there, unless there's foxes out there that are hungry to gnaw on it, but I doubt it. Anyway, yeah, so kind of want to document all this just because it's gonna allow me to see the transformation of this place. I know what I got it at. I mean, it basically looked like this area over here, and this area over here. I mean, it was just overgrown, weeds super tall. Hey dogs. Dogs found something. And how'd I know you were gonna find that fox foot? So having dogs is great. I love these dogs. But the reason why I shot that fox was because I thought it was trying to attack. Hey. It's trying to attack my goats, and B, they're known carriers of rabies in the area. So now these dogs, something else ate it, because I threw it over here in the creek. Yeah, that refrigerator's still there. It'll probably be here 10 years from now if I'm still here. It's just too damn hard dragging it up the hill and up and over and all this other stuff, so it'll probably stay there. But anyway, I threw it in the creek because I didn't want it on my property, because I knew these guys right here we're gonna find the bones and chew on it, and you know, being potential rabies carriers, they really don't want that. So my dumb ass threw it in the creek thinking these dogs won't get to it. Well, the dogs didn't get to it, but I'm pretty sure other foxes got to it, so they cannibalized it and spread its bones all over this area over here. And another thing that might lead me to believe it wasn't exactly other foxes that cannibalized it was the area that it was. Hey, you can see a mule over here, some dude riding a mule. That's pretty cool. But anyway, what leads me to believe that it wasn't exactly cannibalism was the way the bones are scattered in the area, and the way, oh, you know what, it might not be those bones at all. It might be the steaks I gave them the other day. Yeah, might be. Anyway, the way the fur was torn open and the way everything was kind of out here kind of also reminded me of a bird of prey. So it might have been a bird of prey that tore that fox apart. I don't see it out here anymore because I didn't find any feces, and usually when another fox eats, it's weird, they gotta eat and take a dump at the same time. So there's the cat, but the fox is gone. Oh no, there you go, you can see the fox over there too, just a tail or something. It's hard to see, but it's right there, that little piece right there. Anyway, this concerns me too because it looks like there's a den right there, and it looks like there's something else over there. So I'll set up a trail cam here and find out if it's a fox or a two-legged fox, and you take care of those about the same. Anyway, and what really surprises me is this right here. Haven't had any moisture here in, geez, the last rain, and it's about the 24th today of August. Geez, I'm way ahead of myself, of June, and I am getting green Bermuda grass here. So it's getting moisture from somewhere. Definitely not the creek flowing. Last year about this time I had 2 months of creek, maybe a little more, and I was kind of, you know, oh man, I can't get none of my fencing done. Well, guess what? I want that water this year because I want this pasture growing, and I get no water. So be careful what you wish for. You might get it a year late. Anyway, I've been rambling for almost 15 minutes. So let's go look at the goats and the dogs, the doggos. I might split this video up.